Welcome to the Film Garage 208 podcast. My name is Sarah, and this is Daniel.
Hello.
Hello. I never clarified. Your House of Color.
Yeah.
The House of Color.
Uh-huh.
This is Shyann, everybody.
Where do you want me to look?
From House of Color.
There's so many cameras.
Look at all three.
Okay.
This one's yours.
Okay.
But you can look at whichever one.
Normally I
like.
clarify these things before so I don't mess anything up. So this is Shyann from the House of Color. You're in Rigby, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great. Thank you for coming out today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
At least it's not a snowy day. It's a rainy day today.
Yeah.
Keeping up with the weather for everyone who doesn't know right now.
So tell us a little bit about you. What
Yeah.
is House of Color?
Yeah.
So House of Color, we offer color analysis and personal styling. So color analysis, if you guys don't know, I mean, I can just
Yeah, I don't know.
lay it out.
We don't
Okay.
know anything.
Okay, perfect. So I am a franchise owner. I get a lot of people asking, like, are you guys MLM? Like, what is this? It's actually franchise. So I have a contract. It's like
With like House
with
of
House
Color
of
is the
Color.
brand.
So it's like a
Interesting.
bigger,
Okay.
it's a bigger company.
Okay.
It's been around since the 80s. So it's been around a really long time. And it's based out of the UK. So they came to the US, I don't know, roughly 10-ish years ago, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's been around. So color analysis is basically being able to tell you what colors look good on you. So everyone has like their optimal color palette. And maybe you've heard like, I'm a winter, I'm a spring, summer.
Yeah, for
autumn,
sure. That's a big
So
thing
it's
right now.
Yeah, it is a big thing. But I do also try to tell people like it seems like it's trending right now. But it's actually not a trend.
Yeah.
Like I think it's just becoming more aware of it.
Sure.
Because we have been around for so long. I'm like, it's not a trend. It's not going away anytime soon. So, yeah.
So do those things change? Like your colors, what looks good on you over time?
No.
Okay.
So once you have your season, you'll be that your whole life. It's all based on the undertones of your skin. So do you want me to kind of go into like?
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Okay. So, let's see. So about 100 years ago, back in the 1920s, there was a Swiss painter over in Germany named Johannes Itten. And he was a painter. So he started noticing like certain colors would look really good together, some not so good together. And he wanted to understand why. So he got a research team together, and what they discovered was that, like, we all know this now, that there's 3 primary colors: red, yellow, and blue.
Okay.
And those are the 3 colors in the world that can't be created by mixing other colors. So all other colors in the world come from red, yellow, and blue. So they discovered that. So everyone has undertones to their skin. So when you go a couple layers deep, your skin is actually like yellow based or blue based.
Okay.
Everyone in the whole world.
Yeah.
no one's red based or pink based or, it's everyone's yellow or blue.
Just yellow or blue, not green.
Not green.
Okay, yellow or blue.
Not green. So we
Hopefully.
You're sick.
Maybe. You might be like an alien from another planet. And then, I don't know. Anyway, so everyone's got the yellow and blue base, or we also call it warm or cool. So if you're blue based, you're cool. Yellow based, you're warm.
Okay.
So what happens is when you put on colors that are like come from yellow or blue, like have the blue undertone or the yellow undertone to it, it's going to either help you or take away from you. And at the same time, you're also helping that color or not helping the color, if that makes sense. So like when you come to my studio, I give you my color talk. I talk about kind of what I just told you.
Yeah.
But then I have I can show you actually a demonstration I've got a bunch of colored drapes. And I can show you on my color wheel exactly, look at this pink next to this warm color. And all of a sudden the color all of a sudden looks like maybe dirtier or just a little bit not as good or silky or pretty. So
does it take a trained eye to see that, or is it pretty obvious?
No, it's, to just basically
to notice those differences.
Yeah. So once not really a trained eye. So if I were to hold up a summer pink next to the autumn colors, you would see right away with your own eye that like, oh, that doesn't go.
That's not
off.
right.
Yeah. And I mean, like when you guys like decorate your studio and pick your, you know, your logo colors and everything, like you're looking for colors that look good together, right? Because you want to attract the eye.
Yeah.
So it's just the same thing. So you want to, so when people come, I help you find your best color palette, and
that's really cool. I want to do that.
It's super fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I want to try that.
Yeah.
So what colors look best with the summer
So
tone?
summer colors,
Which would be like a yellow skin undertone?
that's actually blue.
Oh,
So
okay.
summer, I wish I like had my color wheel.
Yeah, it's a whole demonstration.
So summer colors, they're blue based, and we do have like keywords for each season. And I'm probably sitting here, my mind is probably going to go blank 100 times today. So
it's okay.
But the summer colors words are soft, blue, smoky, and rose. So they're very soft. So they're almost like, so the winter colors are very bright and bold.
Okay.
So it's and the winter colors are also blue based. So the summer colors are very similar to winter, but it's almost as if you're looking at them through like a smoky haze. They're just softer.
Okay.
And we tell our summers that they own the sky. So all the beautiful blue colors of the sunset are theirs. Most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So it's not like they get one specific, just like dark blue is the one for you.
No,
it's a range.
No, there's a huge range. So there's like 10 million colors in the world that the human eye can see. And so each season has about 2.5 million colors in it.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's a ton.
So there's like everyone gets several blues, pinks.
Yeah.
There are a couple of colors that certain seasons don't get. But
on average, do you notice that people are right about what they think their color is, like when they come into you?
No, not all.
They're wrong.
No.
So they like have to go redo their whole wardrobe after they meet with you.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I mean,
man.
I mean, you do, and it does take like it can take a couple of years to transition your wardrobe over.
Sure.
Like you know, people get excited and they're like, "Oh, yay! Like now I know," and you want to go replace everything, but you can't.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah.
But it takes time.
Yeah.
But like I can kind of teach you how to make the transitions. So yeah, there's just
Because you're a stylist too.
Mhm.
So how does that look
Yeah.
once you give someone their recommendation on color?
So
Like how do
yeah.
you help them from there?
So it's actually 2 separate appointments. So generally people come for color first.
Sure.
And they kind of start to like live in that. And I also sell makeup. So it helps with like choosing your correct makeup colors.
Right.
Because you
It
want
all
to
kind of goes hand in hand.
It goes hand in hand. And it's
No, that
like
makes
people
sense.
love the makeup because like, you know, you go to Ulta or Target or whatever and you're just like randomly hoping
is.
you're picking something that looks good. Or you ask your friend, you know, like, oh, I love that on you. And then you try it on and you're like, I'm not sure. So
It's funny how it's all so different.
Yeah.
It's so different.
Yeah, it's so different. So, yeah. So typically they come for color and then they come back for style. It's just a separate appointment. And style is kind of harder to explain to people like how valuable it is. Like people, you know, like, oh, like I want to know what
Style is
colors
very
look good.
valuable.
Yeah.
It's your presentation. This is you.
Yeah. Exactly. But I think sometimes it's hard. I guess maybe it just depends on who I'm talking to. Like some people, they get it right away, you know, like, oh yeah, of course. I think sometimes it can come across as like vain or like, you know, like
you're judging them because they're not good enough or not wearing nice enough clothes.
Yeah. And it's not about that. It's really like, so color, it's going to change your closet. You'll start to, you know, see new clothes, but really, the style is so life-changing. And I know that sounds dramatic, but it was life-changing for me enough that I was like, okay, I'm going to open a business, something I never planned on doing.
Yeah.
To help people. You learn a lot about yourself and style. It's so fun. So when you come for style, there's a couple of different things that we do. So we take some like vertical measurements and teach you how to create balance and proportion in your outfits.
Sure.
So like, you know, some people have like longer torsos or longer legs or whatever. And so we're trying to create like a balanced look. And like, like trends come and go. And sometimes you're like, well, can I pull that off? Like, it looks so cute on her. And then you buy it and you wear it and you're like, why does this feel weird? I hate this. And then it ends up in your closet
living
unworn.
in the closet.
Yeah. Or like there's stuff with tags still on. Everyone does that, So I teach you what to look for. It's all based on like your vertical proportions also, which is nice so that like if you gain weight, lose weight, it's not going to change.
Okay.
So yeah, so that part's fun. But my personal favorite part, we dive into personalities. And so this way it's like been fun for me to listen to you guys. Cause I'm like, ooh, I like know so much already. Yeah. So we dive into personality, which is just so fun. And it teaches you, like other things to look for, like even like the scale of your pattern, can affect how you feel in an item.
Okay.
Or like, I don't know, like
for like the pattern just being like bigger print.
Yeah.
Versus
Bigger print, like small print, there's like small ditzy floral print that's popular. But some people aren't going to feel good in that. And then there's also things like even just like the texture of your fabrics.
Sure.
Yeah. And I'm sure you guys, and it's also super validating. So when you come, I have you bring like items that you love and items that you don't love. And we kind of dive into why or why not.
Okay.
And so it's super validating because you'll also realize like, okay, I'm doing all these things right. Like there's a lot that you're doing right. You know your own body, yourself, but then there's definitely things that we all are like, why do I hate that? And so
you have like that perfect outfit image in your head, and then you put it on. It was like, wow, that did not come out at all.
I know. I look back, I'm like, why did I wear that for family pictures?
And I'm like, dang it, I should have gotten ready today. First day in a pony on here.
So
wow, no, that's really cool because we were in retail for a hot number of years before this, and all of those things. It's like you have to really take into account, like when styling someone literally in an outfit is like the proportions and what's trendy. So how do you come up with like, so you said personality. Do you have like a current like lookbook of like the fashions and trends? Like they're always changing. And like, so how do you?
Yeah. So it teaches you, it also serves you forever.
Okay.
So we have what are called clothing personalities.
Okay.
We have 23 of them, and they are based off of Carl Jung's, I don't know, not research. I don't know what the word to use. Carl Jung.
Sure.
He was also a guy.
I'm sure he researched it a bit.
I trust you.
Look him up. Yeah. So
Carl
he also lived about 100 years ago.
Okay.
And so what he did, this is where our style comes from. So what he did is he noticed that throughout all time and through all cultures, there were, and like in stories and fairy tales and legends and myths, which are based on real people, right? That there were certain personalities. Like you could always have the certain types of people, all the characters, right?
Yeah.
So he came up with 6 different archetypes.
Okay.
And so at House of Color, we've created, we use those archetypes to create clothing personalities. So what I'm doing is like, I'm getting to know you. I do go through like a little questionnaire to get to know you a little more, but I'm also just like making observations. And as you answer questions about certain things, I'm like, okay, like, yeah. So I can like, that's why I said, like, when I listened to your podcast before this, like I already know a few things, but I'm like, okay, I think she might have this part. So the 6 archetypes, they are classic, dramatic, gamine, ingenue, natural, and romantic.
Okay.
So everyone, a majority of people are a combination of 2 of those things. You might get a rare person that's maybe just one. That's not very common.
Okay. This is the personality.
The personality.
Your style.
Yeah. Okay. So you could be like a natural romantic or a natural ingenue, or you could be a dramatic gamine, or so there's like a whole, there's a whole thing. They all have different things. And so because of your personality, like certain people you feel better in like certain things. Like, so one example that's really easy to use right now are like bows. Like bows are like a super trendy thing right now, right? And so I can guarantee you there's people out there wearing them that hate how they feel in it, but maybe they're wearing it anyways because everyone else is, and they don't want to like be that one random weirdo that's not wearing it. You know what I don't know.
Yeah.
They're just following just to follow it, even though it doesn't feel true to them.
Okay.
And like, we've all done that, right?
Yeah.
It's totally normal. But then there's other people that I'm like, you know what? You would look so cute in a bow. Like, I just really want to put a bow in your hair. But maybe they're not trying it. And so it opens up your eyes to try new things that you actually love. You just don't know it yet. But then it also helps you learn to like let go of things. There were so many things that I was like, why was I wearing that? And so like it teaches you like, and that's what ends up unworn, or you're walking around like just feeling uncomfortable in your own skin.
You hate that.
Yeah, you hate it.
Yeah.
It also helps you like love your own body more. Like there's so like when you do try on those things, you're like, you know, what's wrong with me? Like, literally. Why do I look stupid? And then you like put that blame on yourself, right? When really
that's true.
It's like you just
stupid body.
Yeah. I just
sad.
Yeah.
I do. Sometimes I walk out of the fitting room very defeated. I'm like,
but it teaches you to like put the blame on the clothes. It's not you, you know? And so I just love being able to like open people's eyes to like love themselves even more.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And so it's a very body positive company. We're very passionate about creating confidence in people.
Yeah.
And helping them learn to love themselves.
How did you even get into House of Color?
Yeah, I was going to ask that. When did this start?
Super random. I just randomly like clicked the search button on Instagram one day, which I like hardly ever do, but I did. And I saw someone on Instagram. Okay. So we have like different colored drapes. They're like precision dyed drapes for each season. And so after I find your season, we do the makeup, and then we find your wow colors. So those are like the best of the best colors within your season for you. And those are the ones that we suggest, like, you know, pick those for special events and like headshots and family picture, you know, things like that. Just kind of, it makes it a little more personalized. So anyway, so then we drape you in the drapes for a picture. So I saw a picture of someone in the drapes and I was like, what is that? And so I clicked on it. And I was like, oh, House of Color, what's House of Color? And so I, you know, went to the website and I was like, this is so cool. And like within like 5 seconds, I was like, I'm doing this. Like it takes some people like a long, not like opening the business, but I wanted to go get my colors done. Okay. It wasn't that bad. But yeah, so it's actually been almost a couple of years since I had mine done.
Okay.
And it was right before Mother's Day. So it was really easy to be like, tell my husband, can I get this for Mother's Day? And like,
sure.
You know, we're really not very big, like gift people for those kind of holidays. I'm like, give me a nap and cook me dinner, you know? So I felt like I was like, well, I never asked for anything for Mother's Day. So I'm going to use this opportunity to, anyway, so I went and had my colors done.
So you went in for this. It was like, they had one around here.
Yeah. So there's another consultant in Pocatello.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's just the two of you in this.
We're the only two in Idaho. Yeah.
Oh, Idaho.
Yeah. Wow. So it's actually, there's more than 300 consultants now in the US.
It's still not that many.
Right.
It's not like that many.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's really huge out in the Midwest where it first opened in the US. So there are actually like, they have like whole salons out there where there's like, like 8 stylists working out of a salon, and then they just do color and style all day, every day, which is super fun.
Wow.
Like, I'm not quite there yet, but
do you actually, might be off topic, do you actually help the people buy the clothes too, or just give them like the recommendation?
I can, if they want like the extra service, I can like go shopping with them in person.
That'd be so nice.
When you come for style, that'd
be amazing.
Yeah, and when you do come for style, I send a few personalized shopping links that I pick out for you after you leave. So there's that, and there's other future things that we can do. But I forget what we were talking about.
Back to your story.
How I got into it. Okay.
House of Color.
I could go off on all tangents all day. So I went and had my colors done, and I just like absolutely loved it. So like when I first like realized what it was, like in the first 10 seconds, I was like, my whole wardrobe could match. Like when I'm staring.
Yeah, all the pieces.
Yeah, everything just mixes and matches so much easier. And when you go to the store and you're staring at like a really cute sweater and there's 10 different colors and you're like, I don't know. And it's like overwhelmed trying to decide. And then you're like, well, can I get away with that like bright yellow or whatever? And then you're like, probably not. So then you just buy black. Everyone's closets are just full of black.
Yeah.
And gray and tan
like
and
neutral,
for sure. A third of mine are like black and blue and gray.
And that's,
so I hope that is not my bad
like,
color because I am screwed.
And that's fine. Like, but I think we do
it's
that.
Gonna be my opposite.
You're like no black, no.
Damn it.
Yeah, but I just think we just, you don't know what to do. Or maybe like one time someone was like, that color looks bad on you. And then you feel self-conscious about it the rest of your life. And, and so you avoid it. And then you find out, oh, actually I do look good in that color, so it's, yeah. So anyway, so that, and then I saw that they did the makeup and I was like, oh my gosh, no more makeup guessing has been so nice.
Yeah. That's really nice. So you went down to Pocatello, got it done. Yeah. And you were like, I need to do this.
Yeah. So I just like really loved the experience. And then, so it took me like a few, I was like, right away, I was like, I think this would be so fun. Cause I had seen on their website, there were opportunities for franchises. I didn't know, what it would look like. Yeah. So I kind of just like thought about it for a while. And then I ended up going back for my style appointment. It actually took me a few months. It was like a lot happened that year. So it took me quite a while to go back for style. Yeah. And it was actually the style that really like sealed the deal for me. Cause that is what was so like life-changing. Huh. And even more so once I went into training for style, it really like sunk in how life-changing it was for me. So with my experience, so like at first I didn't really get style at first. Like I was like, oh, she's going to tell me my best necklines and like where my skirts should hit.
Did you consider yourself like a fashionable person before that? Like, do you think you had a good understanding of all of that?
Yeah. I mean, okay. Not that I'm like, I was so great at whatever, but I felt like I had a decent enough, like I was doing a lot of things right for myself already. I've always liked clothes, you know.
You didn't feel lost when it came to all those things.
No, I wasn't just this like, I had no clue at all. Yeah. I felt like I had a good enough grasp of it that I was like, I think I can do this. I hope I'm fine. So what happened, it was so much more than that. Cause like she, as consultants, we try to make you feel good about yourself and help you like see the good in you. Okay. And so in my mind, I heard that there was like 23 clothing personalities. And to me, like some people go, oh, that's a lot. But when I heard it, I was like, that's not very many for like the billions of people on this planet. I'm like, that doesn't sound like everyone's going to fit, Mm-hmm. So we went through the process and like, you talk about things like, how you want to be perceived and different things. And like some people want to like be beautiful or pretty or cute or edgy or like sexy or whatever. And it was like probably the first time in my life where I was like, I don't have to be all those things. Yeah. Like, I mean, I knew that, but it was just like so validating to be like, you're not this weirdo because you don't want to be this way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's okay for you to like,
yeah, because you see all these other ladies looking a certain way, and then you're like, I need to fit in that way. But it's like, I don't. Yeah, you feel like want to. Yeah, you feel like you have to fit in. Yeah, but you don't have to. It's like a very confusing. It's like you go through these like battles in your head your whole life of like, especially through your adolescent years.
Oh, totally. And how much that really like stays with you, even like up till my age. No, I'm like, I'm not that young anymore, so. So it kind of helped like me let go of some of those, like, I don't know, things that maybe I'd been holding on to. And anyways,
for sure. Just stay with us.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it also gave me, I was like, oh my gosh, like I do fit into one of those things. One of those clothing personalities. And anyway, so then I went to my style training. We actually go we do a few days online, and then we go to in-person training. So it's not just I'm randomly teaching myself how to do this.
Yeah, not like YouTube Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did you have to travel?
Yeah. So the headquarters are down in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so I went through my style training, and then I came home. And that weekend, my siblings all happened to be in town. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, let's do this. Yeah. So I was like, great.
Totally. It's that's time. It's time.
So it was I think actually that was even a little more life-changing for me. Because what I realized with the 6 archetypes, all of my siblings have natural in their personality, and I'm the only one that doesn't. And so it was just this aha moment of oh, that's what's different about me. We're all different from our siblings.
For sure.
We know that. I knew that. It's not like this was oh, I'm, we're not the same. But it just kind of helped me put a word to it, or a name to it, sure. And so, I grew up in Oregon. I spent my middle and high school years in Oregon, where there's a lot of natural personalities there too.
Very much so.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so it was just so when I was following different consultants, I was trying to guess, what's my clothing personality going to be? And I thought I knew what it was going to be. I thought I was going to be a natural ingenue, because I was I dress like them. So we went to my appointment, and turns out I'm a classic ingenue, which is, I'm still an ingenue, but I do it a little bit differently. So instead of bringing natural elements, so an ingenue, they're very girly. I'm someone that can get away with wearing bows.
Yes, a bow person.
Yeah, I'm a bow person. And so what I realized was I'd been dressing with so many natural elements. So that's types of fabrics and textures and things that I was bringing into my wardrobe. Yeah. And when I was honest with myself, I was I have always felt a little bit off in the way I dress. And so it was this light bulb moment of because I'd been surrounded my whole life. All my siblings had natural. So, they were wearing natural things. Yeah, I was in Oregon. I haven't done a style appointment for my mom yet, but I know she's got natural in her personality. So yeah, it was just so when I was able to make these tweaks of getting rid of certain fabrics and textures, and things that I had been wearing, even just the flow, some of the stuff I was wearing was just too, maybe baggy for me or whatever. I feel so much better. And it also just it really just makes you love yourself more. I almost wish everyone could just go through this style training to deep dive into what all these different personalities are. Yeah. And I try to convey that to my clients as much as I can, to help them feel you belong, but you're also your own individual person. So. Yeah.
And you don't really learn that ever.
No.
You go to the store and you're what do you like visually that looks good to you?
Yeah. I actually made a reel about this a while ago. I was no one teaches you how to get dressed ever. Unless, maybe, but a majority of us, your mom is getting you dressed when you're little. Mm-hmm. Your first sign of independence is choosing what you wear. Yeah, generally, it's one of the first choices that parents start to they don't let you choose your food yet, but they will start letting you choose your outfits, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if you have really great parents, they're gonna just hold their tongue and not say that doesn't match, and they'll just let you wear what you want to wear, right? Mm-hmm. And then even as you grow and become a teenager, one of your first signs of rebellion is what you're wearing, right? It's such a statement of who you are.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true.
But no one teaches you how to get dressed. I'm my reel was I've never used trigonometry since high school, or I've never dissected a frog since high school, you know, but like you get dressed every single day. And it affects how you feel every single day. So like one thing I tell people is like, if your sock is crooked inside your shoe, that would drive you nuts. You wouldn't leave it, you know, like you would not leave your sock crooked all day. You would fix it. So essentially that's what's happening when you're wearing something that doesn't feel true to who you are, or it's not fitting you right. It's like that uncomfortable feeling of a crooked sock.
Sure.
And that's why it's sitting in your closet with the tags on, or you wore it once and never wore it again because you felt you didn't feel right.
I think what you do is super cool because like there's those sites like Thread Beast or Thread Up. They're like sites where you answer some questions and, you know, they send you those monthly packages of stuff and you keep what you pay for what you keep. And I've looked at those before exactly for that reason of like not knowing what does look best on me. And I'm like, if there's professional stylists that can pull these outfits together and send something to me, then I'm like, that's cool. And that I'm actually excited about, like it could be worth it. But then I just never pull the trigger on it because it's like, you don't want to spend all that money because when you do the math and if you do keep the outfit, it's like, oh, wow, it's kind of
good items.
But there's the idea of having someone tell me like yes or no to like what looks good. That sounds like amazing. That's like
and it
hurt
goes,
my feelings. I don't care. Just be honest.
And I just love that it like teaches you what to look for. So like instead of me being like, here's 5 outfits that are going to look great on you, like I'm teaching you like look for this kind of pattern or look for this kind of whatever. So like as you like look at your friends and you're like, oh man, they look so good, they look so cute, and like can I pull it off, and should I or shouldn't I? And it's not like and it's more than just like, can I pull it off? Like
should I pull it off?
Yeah, should I pull it off? And I also tell people, you know, at the end of the day, wear what you love and what you feel good in. But sometimes we just need some direction instead of like going and spending $50 on something just to find out if you like it or not.
And imagine how much easier and better we'd be at giving gifts if we knew each other's color. And like things like
it's so
when
true.
if I try to go shopping for you, I'm like, I don't know where to. I mean, I have ideas, but it's also stressful at the same time because like I don't want to pick the wrong thing. And
it's true. It's true.
How many times have I picked the wrong thing?
Right. So it's nice. So what you get from your appointment, we have like a color fan. So it's like this little thing, and it spreads out, and it's got the same colors that we have on our color wheel that like represent all the colors in the world. So you take it shopping and you can hold it up and like look and see like, oh, is this in my season? And it's so cool. Nice.
That's really
you
cool.
just like throw it in your bag and anyways. And then in the back, there's like a little card for each season. So like say you're a summer, but your spouse is like a winter or something, then you have that little winter card in the back. So you can identify those colors also. So it's great for gift giving. And then like, once you know your colors and you really start to live in it, like you'll just start buying everything in your colors.
Yeah, for sure.
like cups and, you know, like
everything.
I bought a car in one of my colors. So I'm like, well, I like all my cars.
Yeah. Why would it just be the clothes?
I know. Yeah. So all my cars, my whole life have always been like white and gray. And I'm like, that is so boring. I mean, I'm like, I'm ready for a red car. So I bought a red car.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah. Back to pricing.
Oh,
because I really want to know, because I want to do this. So how did you settle on your pricing?
So pricing, I just did. So we do set our own prices as stylists.
Oh, you do?
And so, but I just did like what the average is. Like I can't get away with the super expensive ones because I'm not in a bigger city.
Sure.
So if you go to like a bigger city, it'll be more. It might be a little less other places. So it's $295 per appointment. So yeah, it's just the average of what the company is. Yeah.
And how many appointments do you need generally to like get through all this? It's just one.
You said the color appointment.
And then the style appointment.
So the style appointment is also $295.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So with color, you get the color fan, and then you get a little booklet where I'll detail all your like wow colors. So we rate you. So each season we've got 36 drapes in each season, but it's enough to represent like all the colors. And I show you how to find colors that aren't on your fan, because obviously 36, there's more than that.
Yeah.
Many, right.
Sure.
But it's enough that when you hold it up and if it's not an exact match, you'll be able to tell like, oh, that goes or that doesn't. So, so you get that. And then you get the little booklet where we rate you 1, 2, or 3 stars for each color. So 3 stars are your wows.
Okay.
And then the 2s are just, a 2. And then a 1 is like,
Is that a don't wear?
No,
or
it's
like
not a don't wear. You still get to wear everything.
Uh-huh.
And I do tell people like, don't get too hung up on your wow colors. Cause then you're going to limit yourself. So those are really, it's just nice to know. So when you really do want to like, elevate your look even more, then those are some great options for you.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And then we tell you like your authority color. So if you're ever like in a position of authority.
Cool.
Yeah. So my client the other day, she was like, oh, so when I get in a fight with my fiance, she's about to get married. So she came to find her colors for her wedding. So she's like, so I'll just go put my authority color when we're getting in an argument. So I'll win. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Strategic.
Yeah.
He'll just see her come out in that color and be like, you win.
Okay. Yeah. We're not even going to do this right now. Yeah.
So what people are you seeing on a day-to-day basis? How are they finding you?
So it's kind of random right now. Like I just opened in like the very beginning of September.
Oh, okay.
So I've had people find me on Instagram. I've had people find me through the website. Like they'll just Google
like the House of Color website.
House of Color website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It is hugely like referral based too. So I've had some of that. So right now it's kind of random.
Yeah.
But
it's a corporation, right? So do you have your own website or is it like a company wide?
It's on, so I have like my own page on their website.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be easy to find you if they just Google you.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot, like where people take a trip to Korea and they're like, these are my list of things that you have to do. And it's like all the skincare and they're like, and you find out your color.
Oh.
Like it's like a big thing. Have you seen that?
I haven't.
Yeah. It's like a really big thing where they like, everyone wants to find out what their colors are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people like love it. So,
and I have found myself watching those like TikToks where it's like the color TikToks. Have you seen those? Yeah,
I've seen those. Yeah.
Those are actually pretty interesting to watch. And like you can noticeably tell once they move those drapes. And like,
and it's like once you see it, you can't unsee it.
It's
like,
true.
Yeah.
I want to set up an appointment like now.
Yeah, do it.
I just think it's so cool just to know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like you wonder all the time. Like, will this look good? Will that look good? And you have to either try it on or you do try it on in the store, get home, it doesn't look bad, like you said. And just to know, like that peace of mind would be really nice.
It is a peace of mind. It is such like a confidence booster.
Right.
Like huge. Like, cause if you are self-conscious about like how you're feeling in your clothes or like what you look like, depending on the situation you're in, like it can throw you off. So like I saw this like little video clip on Instagram a little while ago. I can't remember who it was, but some stylist, she was like, if you put a group of girls in their swimsuits and they go in to take a test, they're not going to do well on that test because they're so worried about what they look like. And,
sure.
But, you put them in like just a regular outfit, their test scores are going to be so much better because they're not worried about what they look like.
Interesting.
So
it's a good point.
Yeah. And it can take off like, you want to feel confident going into certain situations, right?
For sure.
Like a job interview or like if you're a public speaker or whatever it is, or like a first date, like there's so many things that you want to feel confident in. And so if you remove that piece, of like feeling like, do I look cute enough? Or like, is he going to notice me? Or, like, are they going to notice me at this job interview? Am I going to stand out? Right. So that's a great time to know like certain colors to wear. Cause like a job interview and there's like 10 people being interviewed, they're all going to be in black. Like, let's be honest. They're all going to be, cause we're told black is timeless and universal and,
professional.
It's professional or whatever. But I'm like, if you like, we actually tell you better than black options. So like if you're, when you're tempted to reach for that black, like try out this one. Yeah. See how you feel. And you're going you're going to stand out.
It's like draft days for any professional sports team, like NFL or NBA. Like you look at them on draft day, because they all get personal stylists when they go to this thing. So they all walk up in their nice suits, and they're always like really cool combos of patterns and textures and things that you just wouldn't naturally think of.
Yeah.
And it's always really cool. And then for the longest time, I was just like, dang, these guys have good style, until I learned they have stylists. But those stylists probably use that color theory, because you can just tell. It's like, I would have never picked that, but it's amazing. You look good.
Yeah, it's true. And they use it in Hollywood all the time. There was actually like a producer.
That probably help with like film sets and stuff. Understanding that.
100%.
I need to take a class from you.
I'll teach you all the things. But they use it in Hollywood all the time. Like they don't always use it, because I do notice I'll be like, she's wearing autumn in this scene and she's wearing summer in that scene. Anyways, but they do use it. For like if they want you to feel sorry for a character, they'll put them in the wrong colors or just kind of make them look more drab. And then like as their story progresses, and then they become the hero of their own story. Yeah. That makes sense. They start to change the outfits. Yeah. They put them in their better colors.
The things you don't notice, but make you like feel a certain way about them.
Yeah.
No, that's a really, that's a great point.
So can couples come in together? Like if we wanted to come in, or I assume you just do one person then the next?
Yeah, so I do up to 2 right now. Just because, so a single appointment is roughly 2.5 hours, sometimes 3 if we get chatty, or if you want to try an extra makeup or something. So if you come for 2, it could be, 5 to 6-ish hours, just kind of depending on.
Wow. Yeah.
For a lifetime of confidence, though.
It seriously is. Like,
it's true.
Small price to pay.
It really is. Like when you think about all the money that you've wasted on clothes.
God, right, though.
Like over a lifetime, all the regret, all the 10 bags you just dropped off at the thrift store, so we all do, like right around New Year's. Like right after New Year's, I was seeing all these people on Instagram being like, I just dropped off 6 bags. Like, why do I have all these clothes? And like so many people, you get that like after Christmas, you're like, let's purge everything. So yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So.
Okay. So when you first came in here, you mentioned how you would watch the podcast and you had color
my color theory
and theories. So I'm curious about that.
So when I found your podcast, I didn't realize you guys put it on YouTube at first. So I follow you on Instagram, and so I was like, I saw you guys posting videos, and I was like, oh, they have it on YouTube too. So I went to YouTube and I just started scrolling through. Yeah. And I was also curious. I'm like, okay, how many people are actually going to be watching this? Because I'm like, yeah. What am I getting myself into? Anyways, so I was looking at the view numbers, and
nothing too scary right now.
No. No, it's also put me a lot at ease, just Good. Listening to it before I came, because I felt like I knew you guys a little bit already. Yeah. But so I was looking at the numbers, and then I got to Lauren. She's the ear piercer. And her numbers were way higher.
Yeah, she had a lot.
Yeah, which my theory is because she was pretty much the only one wearing a color. Everyone else is wearing neutrals, like black, white, gray, tan.
Sure.
There was somebody wearing red. I think someone was wearing a rusty kind of color. But pretty much everyone. But she had on this bright pink.
It's like a pink top.
Yeah, bright pink shirt. And so I'm like, that's why.
It could be, because
she stood
from the thumbnail, you see
out
that.
From the thumbnail, you see the pink, and you're like, what is this? Okay. I mean, obviously, she's amazing, and I've met her, and she's she's awesome.
She's very nice.
So
but I think that could play a role for sure, because this background is pretty neutral,
but bright.
So if you do wear something that's a tan or a white, you do kind of fade into it.
Yeah, she stood out because she was wearing that pink.
No, it's a good point.
Yeah.
So
I really like the color yellow on this area too.
Oh, yeah. So just tell your next guest to wear yellow.
Yeah, right.
Yellow, please.
But no, it's a good tip. We'll have to tell them go visit you first, find your color, and then wear that.
You're going to stand out. So I also participated in the Falls Market last month.
Okay.
Over at the Mountain America Center. And so just had a little table set up.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I wore, I did this on purpose, and it actually worked. So I wore bright green and bright pink, because I wanted, obviously I'm always wearing color. I mean, I wear neutrals too, but, anyways, I can't tell you how many people stopped by and were like, I came over because I saw your outfit. Like I noticed your outfit and I wanted to see what this was all about.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to help you stand out. And not that you always have to stand out and you don't always have to wear color, but you're going to find your best neutrals as well. Mm-hmm. And also it's not like you have to dress up all the time, every day, forever. Like it's not about that either. It's also learning how to be comfortable, even in like the clothes you wear around the house, or at whatever job you have. Like even like people in the medical field love it too. Cause you know, like they're wearing scrubs all day and they get tired of wearing scrubs all day. It's like, well, go buy scrubs in a wow color. And you can still get your makeup right. You can learn how to accessorize, with things that are going to make you feel good, even when you have to be wearing something that you might not necessarily choose all the time. So
do you ever find people that come in for these, like don't know the answers to your questions? Like if you're asking them, do you prefer this style over this style, but they might just not know?
Oh,
or do you think they kind of like your questions guide them to?
My questions will guide it. Yeah. So it's not even really asking them like, do you like the classic style or the natural style? I ask questions and then I can tell, you know,
you already know
they're more provoking when you just know what to look for. And
I'm also like kind of just like observing people.
Yeah.
Just the way they are. I really love this. Like I can't really turn it off. Like I'll just be out and about and like, I'll be like, oh, there's a gamine, or like, oh, that person's got classic in her or whatever. Like I can usually kind of pick up on things pretty quickly. But also I do, the process helps me narrow it down. So, this example of my sister is good because so like, you know, I've known her my whole life, obviously. So when I went through training, I was like, oh, I know what she's going to be. I thought I knew what she was going to be. And so she came and we went through the process. And I actually learned things about her that I didn't know. And I was actually a little bit wrong, what she was, which showed me that the process works really well. So I can't just be like, oh, you're this like right now, right away. I can maybe have an idea of maybe what half of your thing might be.
Sure.
Some people are a little easier than others to figure out. But I can definitely, I'm like, you know, spot things out in the wild, you know, which is so fun. And
isn't it funny how that is once like your eye is like trained for that certain thing and you see it everywhere now.
You just can't not
like in that mindset for it.
So people ask me a lot. They're like, so are you judging me for what I'm wearing? I'm not judging people. I'm actually just like so interested. I'm like seeing like little things that make you. I'm seeing like what your strengths are. I just like the beauty of who you are. Yeah. And how individual people are and how they're just so different. And so I really look past the clothes a lot. I mean, I do like notice things and when I am, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this, maybe I meet like a romantic classic woman. That's one of our personalities. And I'm like, I would love to see her in this kind of dress. I'm kind of like maybe saying things like that to myself in my head. Like I would love to just help her feel as beautiful as I see, if that makes sense. Because I think like, and style right now is so confusing. Like you go to the store and there's like stuff from the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and
it's craziness
and
out
it's
there.
Like, it's a whole, like, it's kind of like an anything goes kind of situation. And so it can be hard to like narrow down, well, who am I? What am I supposed to do? So it helps you.
Yeah. So I want to know, what was your background before you got into this?
So I've been a stay-at-home mom for 18 years.
Oh, wow.
And I laugh because like I never in a million years thought I would own a business or had a desire to. No. So I took in high school a business course. It was pretty intense. It was like 2 years and it was for like 2 periods. So it was like a double whatever. And it was a 2-year commitment. Wow. And I learned a lot. I hated a lot of it. There were certain parts that I liked. But there were parts that like I hated. I just remember like, so our big like culminating project at the end of the year, every year, was always a fashion show.
Cool.
Funny enough.
A fashion show.
That wasn't my choice. It was just what the school did every year.
This business
at the high
course.
school.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it was a fashion show.
Yeah.
So our job was to, put it all together. And one of the things I had to do one time was like, I had to get dressed up in like a business outfit and walk around town and ask for sponsors. And so it was in Oregon. And so I had to go to like random businesses. I was so out of my comfort zone. I was like, okay, this is the day I did it. It was like
as a high school student too.
It was raining. I was wearing like a skirt and like really uncomfortable shoes. And I had to like walk in and uncomfortably ask for sponsors, right?
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's already uncomfortable.
Which is already
so
awkward.
uncomfortable. It was so awful. So there were like things that I liked and things that I just like really hated. And I didn't really like my teachers either. And so like after that, I was like, I'm never going into business at all for any, like, no thanks.
Don't want to be like those people.
No, I don't like, no thanks.
Yeah.
So I did want to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I have done that. My oldest just turned 18 last year.
Oh my gosh, 18.
But this, like, I mean, I've had other like little hobbies, people are like, oh, you should like open a little business or whatever, not little business, but maybe you should do that. Or, I would think about, but I was like, no, I don't want to,
Yeah.
But this
sparked that joy for you.
This sparked it in me.
Wow.
And so I've been just like super out of my comfort zone the whole entire time. I like have no idea what I'm doing most of the time, but I'm learning a lot. And it's actually been a lot of fun. There's still parts that I don't love. I don't love all the admin. I don't think most people do.
No.
But
how about the social media? How is that for you?
The social media. I'm actually enjoying it right now. I know a lot of people hate it, and I get that. And I'll probably
love hate.
Yeah. I'll probably have times where I'm burnt out too. But I like, that creative side of me loves it. I think we all have a creative side that we need to find something to fulfill. Or you feel like you might burst if you don't get to, use that part of you.
Yeah.
And so for me, I actually like making reels and coming up with creative ideas.
Yeah.
And so
you have a good topic for your reels. Like I was saying,
fun.
like that's a fun thing that people like to see.
Yeah.
Like just the console just happening. And it's like you got the content itself.
Yeah. It's fun. Yeah. And there's like endless amounts of things I could talk about. So
yeah.
I'm not really worried about running out of things to talk about yet. Maybe I will, but then and then there's so many consultants that I can like share their stuff too when they share really valuable things. So.
So why is this not bigger? I mean, you said 300 people across the U.S. That's like nothing. And this seems like something that's like very important.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think people just don't know about it. It's like one of those things like...
Do they do marketing? Like House of Color is like a national brand?
Yeah, they do. But it's also a lot on me just in my local area. Because like, I can get followers from all over the world, but that doesn't really help me because they're not local.
Person,
I need local.
So you couldn't do this like over a Zoom call?
No. Yeah, like, and you guys know that you guys are photographers, so you know that like
it'd be very difficult.
Lighting, even a different camera, the color might be a little off.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then with style. So during COVID, they started offering like Zoom style consults. And so some still do it, some don't. I haven't, I just love the in-person. It's just so much easier because when there's certain things you are harder just on a Zoom
for
call.
sure.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably has a different impact in person too than it would over a Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what advice do you have for someone who's wanting to start their own business or pursue a passion?
I'm like the last person you should ask. I thought about it for a long time. It was something that I couldn't get out of my mind, even though like there were so many reasons. I was like, well, I would talk myself out of it. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never wanted to own a business. I think I had to let go of that. Like, just let go of that.
Yeah.
And just like face some fears and see where it takes me. And it's been a lot of fun. And also, so we go in groups like there's a few of us that will go for training at a time. So in my group, there were like 8 of us. And the youngest was in her early 20s and the oldest, I don't know exactly how old she was, but she was maybe in her 50s, maybe 60. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So like really it's never too early or never too late to do something that you want to do. And so it's like they have, my whole group has been just like really great examples to me. Like some of them left other careers to pursue this. But just the age gap, like has just been so inspiring.
Yeah.
That
you can do whatever you want.
do whatever you want, whenever you want. And they're all just like so passionate about helping people. Yeah. Like
it's a good community to be a part of.
It really is. We just had like our annual conference a couple weeks ago. It's so fun. And it's just so fun to be around so many women that are so passionate about helping. I mean, most of the clients are women.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it mostly
there are
men
men
or women?
But they are mostly women. But just helping people learn to like love themselves and like accept themselves for who they are and like be okay with like your personality and like your body and just putting all the love on the clients.
Why do you think it's mostly women?
I think initially this service kind of sounds like it is like a beauty service, right?
Sure.
It's just marketing kind of dictated that.
Yeah, I think so.
But it totally applies to guys.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Guys have skin. They have colors.
They wear clothes.
And we know how to pick bad clothes.
Yeah. And
they need style for sure.
Yeah. And men actually really love it because they're like, maybe they don't like shopping as much. And they're just like, I want someone just to tell me what to wear.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to take this part of my life and make it easier. So men actually like really love it.
No, I fully agree. It's like hiring like a maid or a cook.
Yeah, totally. Like just do it for
me.
The
decisions are made for you now.
You don't have to think about it, and it's awesome.
Yeah. That's a great point. So where can people find you? Where is all the information?
Okay, so I'm on Instagram. It's House of Color _Rigby_Shyann. And House of Color is spelled OUR.
Okay.
And then
since we're a European brand.
Yeah. Or you can find me on the houseofcolor.com website and you can just search by my name, Shyann Croke, or you can just type in the zip code and I'll pop up. Yeah.
Okay. Great. I think we're definitely going to have to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. we're scheduling one.
Do you have anything else that we need to
I'm just so scared that half the closet is going to be like wrong.
No, and it's not, I'm not going to be like, you're wrong.
Which is also so interesting though. I would love to hear like that kind of like, whoa, like what I thought looked good. It just like is not it. And
but, and that's the thing, like you'll be very validated too. Like, I'm not just going to come in and like, tell you to throw everything out. Like, it's not that, like, you'll be like, oh, I was doing right things. No, not at all.
You're wearing that.
You're hopeless. I'm not even going to try. No. But yeah, you'll see, like, you'll be like, oh, that's why I love that. Or you'll be like, oh, that's why I hated that. And then you'll just have a guide.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm super interested.
Yeah. Okay.
It's so fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on our podcast.
Do you do babies?
Today.
Can we bring our baby?
No.
She's like almost 2 years old.
No,
so we know what clothes to buy her.
I do
she has a very strict color palette.
Well, that's when does she choose her clothes yet? Wait, how old is she?
She's kind of starting to like grab it. Not really.
Her favorite is an apple dress. Oh. That was my dress when I was a child. So it's like a vintage little apple dress. I love that for her.
See, she does pick up that one.
She's already showing her personality.
It's true though.
Which is so great.
Yeah. It is like the most vintage, like colorful thing probably in her closet, at least with pattern and stuff.
Yeah. It's so fun when the kids start to grow and they start to show their personality, and they really, that's where they start to, I mean, not, they show in other things too, but when they start to make those little clothing choices.
That must be how you feel about your clients, huh? So cute. So that you're choosing your right shirt today.
No, I had a client yesterday. She's getting married this summer. So she was telling me all about her wedding and just all the little things. Like, oh my gosh, this client was so cute. She
But that's a good idea, though, to get your wedding colors from 100%. This, just to interject. Like, that's a great idea.
Your best white.
Yeah.
You can use your colors and your flowers and
I love
all that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's a great idea. Yeah. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. But she was, oh my gosh, she was so cute. And I loved her because she's like, I just want my bridesmaids to wear whatever they want so that they can show their personalities. And her little flower girl, this is the best thing I've ever heard, wants to wear her like blow up dinosaur Halloween costume. So she's going to have a blow up dinosaur.
I love that.
As her flower girl.
That's actually really cute.
I know. I'm like, oh, I love that. So I was like, can I come to your wedding? It sounds so fun. And she's like,
I want to see those pictures for sure.
I know. I'm like, you have to send me all the pictures. Yeah. She's going to be wearing her grandmother's wedding dress from like the 40s or something.
That'll be really cool.
It's just so fun. I think like, you know, clothes are such a big part of our life. I know like sometimes it can come across as like, oh, you just care about clothes or your looks or whatever. But they really are a part of every culture. And they're part of our special events, you know, like you pack for vacation and you're so excited to pick out your wedding dress and things like that. So, it really is like a huge part of our life. Or like, if you feel like you don't have the right outfit, you're like, well, I'm not going.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm just not going to go. And then you miss out on
especially when you're influenced usually by like your surroundings and what's in your near area. So if you haven't traveled or seen the world, like your eyes are just so close to things that are out there that you're like, you just might not know.
I know. We talked about it on another podcast. It was our Craig podcast with traveling to Europe. And I had been there before and I was like, I know what outfits I need to wear. So I don't look like an American. I need to look like a European. I need to look cute and no yoga pants, you know, like gotta look cute. And then we brought him and he was just making fun of me the whole time. Like when I'm picking out outfits, I'm
say it like I'm a dog that got brought.
We brought him to his first European trip and he didn't understand the outfitting choices when I was like, we got to take this seriously. And then we got there and he's like, okay, I understand what you mean right now. Everyone's looking so like in their pea coats and in their sweaters and it's a whole nother vibe.
Yeah.
And it's
but now I do wonder if they were in their best colors. Because there's a lot of like brown.
But they had the styling, that's for sure. That was it, is the style.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, they look good everywhere they go. Like no matter what, they just always look good.
Yeah. See, like, and I like together. That's too much pressure for me. I'm like, I can't look like that all the time. I'm like, I don't normally like wear this at like
you don't
on,
wear
a random on a random Tuesday morning. No. So but
classic.
Yeah, but if I had come like dressed in my sweats or something, you wouldn't have taken me seriously as a stylist, right? So it's so important.
Absolutely not.
It's so important to like
it is true
to give a certain image at certain times in your life, right?
You're trying to sell yourself.
Yeah.
100% agree
today.
No, you're so cute.
It was this early morning podcast, and I was like, all right.
No, and that's what I'm normally wearing. I'm wearing my joggers at home. Like I don't like walk around the house like this. So.
I was like, we're not getting a hair wash shower today. It's a ponytail.
It's perfect. Yep.
Everyone's getting to know this information right now.
Yeah. We didn't try hard today to get ready.
Don't judge me, please. She's not.
I'm not.
She's not judging me.
No.
Okay, so everyone make sure, give her a follow. House of Color _ Rigby _ Shyann.
Yeah.
I remembered it.
Good job.
Look her up. Make sure and follow us. Follow the podcast. Please subscribe. It means a lot to us. It makes us want to do more.
Every follow makes us so happy.
Yeah. We do a happy dance when we get a follow. So please and thank you. And I think that's all we have.
Yeah, that's everything.
Else?
Nope.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you for
Thanks,
spending
House
the
of
morning.
Color.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.